The question we're going to answer in this video is how can learning economics make you a better decision maker? Our objectives are to define opportunity cost as the next best alternative when making a decision, differentiate between explicit and implicit benefits and costs, define marginal analysis, use marginal analysis to make a rational choice, identify the 5 economic assumptions, and analyze marginal benefit and marginal cost using a graph. Is it possible to prevent wildfires in California? Ensure that no one ever speeds on the freeway, create a research station on Mars, stop pollution from fossil fuels, completely stop illegal immigration, make sure everyone in the U.S. has a job. Yes, but the costs outweigh the benefits. It is not enough that an outcome has benefits. Those benefits must outweigh the costs. So what type of costs should you include when making a decision? Given the following assumptions, make a rational choice in your own self-interest. So the only thing that you're thinking about is yourself, and you're going to hold everything else constant. Number 1, you want to visit your friend for a week. You'll return Sunday night. Number 2, you work every weekday, earning $100 per day. Number 3, you have 3 flights to choose from. A Thursday night flight would cost you $275. A Friday early morning flight would cost you $300. A Friday night flight would cost you $325. Which flight should you choose and why? So I want you to think about that. Just pause the video and think about that. Trade-offs versus opportunity costs. All decisions involve trade-offs. A trade-off is defined as all the alternatives that we give up when we make a choice. Instead of going to the movies, you could go out to eat or visit your grandma or play video games. An opportunity cost is the most desirable alternative given up when you make a choice. What are trade-offs of deciding to go to college, for example? What's the opportunity cost of going to college? Explicit costs versus implicit costs. Economists examine both explicit costs and implicit costs. Explicit costs are the traditional out-of-pocket costs associated with making a decision, so the actual cash that you have to pay. Examples, the money that you would spend to go to a movie. Implicit costs are the opportunity costs of making a decision. So an example would be the foregone time or foregone wage you could have earned when you go to the movies. So I've mentioned before that time is a valuable resource. So don't always think of an opportunity cost as just money. What decisions did you make yesterday? To snooze or not to snooze? Breakfast at home or fast food or none at all? Buy or bring a lunch? Who to sit with at lunch? Study or hang out with friends after school? Go to bed on time or watch Netflix? Why do you have to choose to do some things and not others? All of your choices involve a cost of some kind, even if it's not money. What are the costs? Economics of college. Think about this and I want you to choose 2. Good grades, enough sleep, social life. Guns and butter. I'm going to read a quote here. Just read through this. This is a quote from President Dwight Eisenhower. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who are hungry and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. This world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children. The cost of one modern heavy bomber is this: a modern brick school in more than 30 cities. It is 2 electric power plants, each serving a town of about 60,000 people. It is 2 fine, fully equipped hospitals. It is some 50 miles of concrete pavement. We pay for a single fighter plane with 500,000 bushels of wheat. We pay for a single destroyer with new homes that could have housed more than 8,000 people. The law of diminishing marginal utility. Utility equals or means satisfaction for our purposes in class. As you consume more of anything, the additional satisfaction that you receive will eventually start to decrease. Can you see the law of diminishing marginal utility in Disney's pricing strategy? So look, the first day costs $124. The second day does not cost twice as much as the first day, $199. Then the third day goes from $199 to $270, and if you want to spend 4 days at Disney, then you would pay $290. So think about that. Why is their pricing? Why does it not cost double to go from day 1 to day 2 or triple to go from day 1 to day 3? That represents the law of diminishing marginal utility. The first day is super fun, and you're willing to pay that high price. But if you're going to keep going, it's going to lose its utility, or it loses its satisfaction. So here you can look at this. Select the number of days. You can purchase a 3, 4, or 5 day ticket online to enjoy one magic morning early admission. Okay, so the same concept of diminishing marginal utility is going on here. In economics, the term marginal means additional. So marginal analysis, thinking on the margin, means making decisions based on increments. So when you decide to go to the mall, you consider the additional benefit and the additional cost, whatever your opportunity cost is. Once you get to the mall, you continue to use marginal analysis when you shop, buy food, and talk to friends. Since your marginal benefits and costs can quickly change, you're analyzing them every second, whether you realize it or not. What if your ex-girlfriend shows up? My point? You will continue to do something as long as the marginal benefit is greater than the marginal cost. Below is your marginal benefit and marginal cost rather for going to the same movie 3 times. So the first time the benefit, you'd be willing to pay $30, and your cost is 10. And you can see the second time you go to the movie, your benefit's 15 and the cost is 10. The third time, the benefit's only 5 and the cost is 10. Would you see the movie 3 times? Notice that the total benefit is more than the total cost, but you would not watch the movie the third time. The marginal cost for the third time is $10, but the marginal benefit is only 5. So you're never going to do anything, and we'll use this analysis a lot in practice, different practice exercises that I'm going to have you do and that we'll go over. But your marginal benefit has to be equal to or greater than the marginal cost in order for you to do something or to continue doing something. 5 key economic assumptions. Number 1, society has unlimited wants and limited resources, scarcity. Number 2, due to scarcity, choices must be made. Every choice has a cost or a trade-off. Everyone's goal is to make choices that maximize their satisfaction. Everyone acts in their own self-interest. Everyone makes decisions by comparing the marginal benefits and marginal costs of every choice. Real-life situations can be explained and analyzed through simplified models and graphs, and we'll do a lot of that in this class.